Hi, everyone. So I wanted to make sure that you got a recording of the webinar that you all signed up for. And so I want to just share this with you. Give me just a moment here to pop it up and to share everything about it. Here we go. All right. So Sacred Knowing High Performance Webinar. Let's talk about what that means, okay? So this space that I'm creating here is for healers ready to rise with clarity, confidence, and real support. Whether you're feeling stuck or just ready for more, you belong here. These are for folks that know there's something more. They might not know how to get there, but they're ready. They're ready to try. They're ready to work within a community. They're ready to go deeper. Okay. So I want you to take a moment, just take some quiet time here and think about what do you desire to bring into this world. So just to share a little story with you, when I thought about Elevated Life Academy and I saw a website that offered free resources, on-demand classes, but also helped providers or educators or healers wanting to bring their gifts into the world, but they need CEs for that because that's what most of us need to get. Um, I had no idea how I was going to bring that into the world, but I envisioned a community where I could support people that have gifts and get them out because I want to help people live an elevated life. So that happened last year, and we do have a CE wing of that, and we have a couple of on-demand classes, hoping that that's going to expand. The next thing that came is I want to write a book. I want to write a book so that I can bring hope into the world. I didn't know how to do that. I started to do research and I started to brain spot myself because, of course, there was lots of anxiety and worry. And then I started to take one small step and the next right step and the next right step. But I brain spotted every single day so that I could get my central nervous system into a place where the creativity, the inspiration, and spirit was guiding me, not the reaction to everything that was happening outside of me, but what was happening inside of me. So, those are just some examples. Now, I want you to think about maybe there is a desire that you want to bring into the world. When all of those desires that I talked about came forward, there was always a voice about why that could never happen. I can't afford that. I can't do that. That's what I needed to brain spot. Because as long as that old programming was there, it was going to be really hard for me to achieve anything. So I had to go in and start talking to my parts of self, the old programming, the old stories, and start saying, well, what if? What if we got support? What if we saved for this? Or what if we worked an extra hour and made payments on this or that? So creativity started to win. So take a moment and just think about what you would like to bring into the world. And some of you might come up with barriers, and some of you might come up with beautiful visions for your future. And I want you to just notice where your eyes are and just take some time to pay attention to this activity and just notice what it feels like in your body, what images come up for you, what thoughts come up for you. And I would encourage you to write them down after you pay attention with your spot here. And this is doing brain spotting. We look and we feel. So just happens to be one of my spots where I feel completely open and inspired and calm. I mean, I can even tell my voice is getting softer. So when I get nervous about something, I can always go over here and just consciously remind myself who I really am and what I really want. So this is how you would do it, okay? Then you journal. and you notice what arises for you. Was it expansion? Maybe it was a little bit of resistance or fear, like, oh, I can't do that. Or maybe inspiration, or maybe some emotion, like a longing, a desire, or this dream that you have for yourself. So, whether you felt limitless possibility or hit an inner wall, both are sacred clues for your next step. If you hit an inner wall, doing some one on one coaching might help you get to a place where you can take that next courageous step, take that risk that you're looking to do. If you're really, really excited and you see the vision and you feel like you're ready, maybe it's time for you to come into a community that are working right alongside you where you can get encouraged every single day and we can work together to make it happen for you. We're looking for this program 6 months together, 2 hours every month. You get a one-on-one brain session with me every other month. And we're hoping to get your top 2 goals completed in those 6 months. Okay. The magic is what you do with what you just learned about yourself, what you found out. That's the magic. Is it going to go by the wayside? Right? So many people dream and have thoughts. It's the taking of action, taking the right action step next for yourself that makes the difference. So, just to share some patterns that come up that I notice with healers that are working towards, high performance. We got to teach everyone how to shift out of overgiving and undercharging. And I know a lot of you are involved in the insurance industry, and a lot of that is out of your control. There's a lot of fear around leaving the security of insurance and doing something on the side and relying on that. But there is a pattern here. Most healers have been wired by training or by trauma to give away everything. And that impacts your own central nervous system, your money, and your long-term ability to serve. We feel guilty if we ask for our full payment when the client says they can't afford it, right? But yet they'll come in and they've got their nails done, right? We end up taking on the burden instead of seeing that that is this client's soul path and that we're going to do the best that we can to support them. And it's a contract and an agreement that they're making with us. So high performance, when done right, is about not pushing harder, but it's about upgrading your internal systems so that your external business reflects what the internal clarity and boundaries that you're creating. So the inside starts to drive your life instead of the outside. So here's the pattern. Healers say yes when you mean no, pricing based on guilt, or believing you have to earn every dollar with effort, not impact. So the new strategy that we'd be working on, price is based on outcomes and energy, not on time. So some examples, we're going to replace how much do others charge with what allows me to show up resourced, creative, and fully present. So for example, in my job, I don't start until 10 or 11 o'clock because I want my morning open for my morning routines, my journaling, have a nice cup of coffee, grounding myself. I have a whole routine I do, and I do 15 minutes of brain spotting every morning to get me grounded in the divine so that I can serve that day. Okay, that's an example. So what allows me to be resource creative and fully present? And that's how I'm driving this. What's the emotional cost of staying underpaid? What is it already costing you in your body, your time, and in your life? Do you always feel like you're striving and hustling so that you can, keep going? So what we're looking to do is create a business that supports your central nervous system. So the problem, instead of, and maybe some of you aren't doing spreadsheets, but you're doing case notes, when you could be going on a walk, or you take 5 clients back to back and wonder why you can't sleep at night. It's because your central nervous system isn't getting the nourishment it needs on a daily basis. A daily basis. We give that to our clients on a daily basis, yet we don't give it to ourselves. So what it could possibly look like: spacious scheduling, 30 to 45 minute buffer potentially between clients, It depends, 10 to 15 minutes, but I always take an hour lunch. And I get outside when I can, when the weather's, because I love nature. Nature is very nourishing for me. I get out of the office. Aligned modalities. What are some of the ways that I am holding space for my clients that regulate me? Brainspotting is one of those for me, obviously. It doesn't deplete me. I really feel like I am in spirit when I'm holding space for another. So, systems that help me to exhale and release. What are some of those? These are the discoveries that are going to happen in this program. And then we're going to schedule our time so that we are encouraging replenishment. And we're going to learn daily habits that we go inside and we connect with our vision and we start to consciously align and live with intention towards that, whatever that is. So everyone's map is going to be different. We're going to map out individual conscious action plan, not hustle, per person based on what it is you say you desire. And again, just to show you the difference, the old way might have been chasing everything, hustling out of lack, hustling to prove, getting approval, hustle to avoid. The aligned way, which is the way that we're going to work, is let spirit and intuition lead and let strategy support. So we're going to act through presence, not pressure. Okay. So we're talking an energetic shift here. Instead of how do I fix this or lacking energy, it's going to be what's being invited from me this week? What is coming into me that I would like to get more information about? So creativity is going to be leading, intuition and presence is going to be leading. So we're also going to practice some new habits. So a new habit, ask yourself each morning on a brain spot, what part of my business or life is calling for sacred attention this week? These are some journal prompts that you can do some self-spotting on. These are just some examples. We'll be giving journal prompts every week. What would move me closer to peace and flow, right? Who doesn't desire that? What's one thing I've been intuitively nudged by, but I have been putting off? This is bringing conscious awareness to these things so that the inside is going to start to steer us instead of reacting to everything that's outside of us. And lastly, what truth have I been avoiding that wants loving action? Again, this isn't to make you feel guilty or shame. This is to try to help you connect with that alignment again and to start the process in alignment, to take the action, to take the next right step into alignment for yourself. Because the old way is not working and you know it. You just need support. Nobody needs to do this alone. So the new habit reflection at the week's end, again, this is a suggestion, light a candle and reflect. What felt expansive this week and what drained me? Because that's important information too. We're going to decrease more of the draining activities and increase more of the expansive. Where did I honor my own rhythm? We're going to celebrate that. Yay, we did it, right? This is the beginning of resetting your central nervous system towards divine, conscious, intuitive productivity, rooted in your truth, your presence, your inner guidance, and not external pressure. This is what we're looking to shift into. So why is community and accountability important when you're trying to change? You're not alone. It really helps. We know this. We know that by holding space with others, it helps us get where we want to go. Accountability isn't pressure, it's support for your empowered self. Encouragement, yay, great job, you did it. Keep going, right? Everybody could use that. Community can also mirror back our gifts that we might not recognize. And they can also help us see what's challenging us without the distortion of being isolated or judging. It gives us space to safely practice some of these new things that we want to try on in a safe environment before we bring them out into the world. That's why we have community. So we will, as a group, have a WhatsApp group. We'll be in touch with each other and supporting each other through this whole process so we can track an intention or have a celebration. Or if you're experiencing a challenge this week, maybe we could support you through that. You're not going to be alone. So the next step, if this resonates, ask yourself, what would high performance look like if it was based on regulation, not overdrive? What needs to shift for that to become your new normal? Obviously, you're going to have to put some work into this. It just doesn't happen because we're looking to change habits and we're looking to feel support and we're looking to take the next right action. This group will support you for 6 months in making these changes so you can once again feel aligned with your business or your service. And then every other month, we will do a 90-minute session with me helping you work through anything that is getting in the way. So if you sign up in the next 48 hours from this email, you're going to get a free nervous system management hack. You'll get a soulful, nurturing, guided visualization. And this is designed for healers and space holders and heart-led humans who are ready to lead from alignment and not from overwhelm. So don't miss it. Your central nervous system will thank you. This program starts October 14th, and I look forward to working with anyone that's interested in this. And if you have more questions, the link here to the program, it's on my website. It's called Sacred Knowing Mentoring Group, High Performance Group. But if you have any more questions, you can also email me at coach@CherieLindberg.com. So I hope to see you soon. Thanks.